What's going on, y'all? Another week, another episode. Incorrectly correct. We back, man. Hey, y'all know how we do. We just jump right into it. I wanna I wanna have a conversation with you guys, man, because I had one that sparked this topic today. Um, I was having a conversation out with someone, and we're talking about um something that they're very interested in, and things they're pursuing, and how treacherous it gets, and how hard it is to just stay in it. I want to just be like, man, I'm done with this. You know how it goes, man. Like, and I remember saying to this person, hey, um, you really can't see anything to the end, right? If you don't follow through. You know what I mean? And while telling this person this, I started thinking, hey, man, that is true to life, not just endeavors. You know what I mean? When you think about it, right? I mean, when you think about anything, it had follow through is very, very important with anything. You know what I mean? Like and look, I I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm that guy who always followed through. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not I didn't always follow through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I half-assed it. I know that about myself. But once you do start to follow through, man, you'll see how better you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm let me give you some what I mean. Let me give you a little, because it's parallel to life. It's parallel, right? I mean, when you think about following through, right? It turns like all of your 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 desires and your wants and your intentions, right? It turns them into identity, right? It becomes a thing now. It's no longer that thing in your mind, that thought, that bright light. You know what I'm saying? That bing is, you know what I mean? It's no longer that. It becomes that thing. It has an identity now, right? Like, okay, you think about it, like any one of us, right? We can build ourselves to be more generous, you know what I mean, more disciplined, right? We all want to be a creative. We definitely want to be healthy, but without follow through, you know what I mean? They're really null and void. Like, the follow through is what makes all of those things, all of those traits, a real thing, and it just become a part of you every day, right? Like, you don't become consistent by thinking about being consistent, right? You become consistent by showing up again and again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm a work out this week, and you don't do it, then you're just talking. We all know this. I'm not giving you anything that you don't know, but what I am saying, the follow through is very, very important. It just is. There's nothing you really can do in this world without the follow through. I'm just saying. All right, think about it. Think about it. Football, right? As the quarterback, you can't half-ass throw the football. You just can't. If you watch the mechanics of all of the greats, what they're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna show you their starting point because everybody got their own way of throwing that football. But they don't stop at the peak point. The peak point of the mechanic doesn't give you the results. It's that follow through. Every time. It's that follow through. You know what I mean? If you Mike Vick can, man, that boy can throw, man, I'm telling you, that boy can throw the football. You've seen it. But his wind up, if you watch how he throw, it almost look like a slingshot. It's a wind up. But that mechanic, the ball don't fling from the peak point of that throw. It's the follow through. We know that. We know that, right? And then think about the life lesson with football and following through and how it lines up, right? Because in football, the follow through separates contact from distance or dominance. But in life, the follow through separates effort from impact. Man, just follow through is just a part of our lives, man, at every aspect. You know what I'm saying? Think about your lawyers and your doctors, the ones that you trust with your life, the ones that you sometimes you trust lawyers with your life. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the circumstance, but they couldn't hold down that position without the follow through. They knew what they wanted to do, and they had to go to college. Then they had to go to graduate school. Then they had to go to their professions, college, like school for that too. Years and years and years. They didn't just say, man, I want to be a doctor. Pursued and then stopped. No, man, they had to follow through. And look what they are. Electricians. Think about even, regular jobs. You know what I'm saying? The electricians, they gotta go through the apprenticeship. They gotta go through the tech schooling. You know what I mean? They have to prove that they're worthy enough to go out there and really start making the money. Construction workers. You know what I'm saying? Even CDL drivers, like truck drivers. Everybody that loves to drive can drive, but they can't hold down that job without following through with the schooling. And then on top of that, all the little small parts of the schooling, the driving training, backing up, knowing your truck, the inspections, all the little small things. That's the follow through in order for them to start chasing that money. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that we do, whatever we want to do, we got to follow through, right? And in life, the follow through builds trust, right? Well, not just with people, man. It builds trust with yourself. Think about it when you follow through, right? Whatever that thing is you want to follow through on, think about what happens when you do it, right? People trust your words. You know how important that is for somebody to trust your word? You got to show up over and over and over again for somebody to trust your word, right? When you follow through in life, you trust yourself more. Like, man, I'll knock all this out. Whatever, put anything in front of me, I'll knock it out. You know what I'm saying? And to be real, hey man, that self trust. Hey, that's huge, man. That's big because every time you want to like put a goal in front of yourself or keep a promise to yourself, like all of that confidence to do it, it becomes grounded, right? It's not nothing that you just think of. Like I said earlier, man, it turns into your identity, right? Okay. Think about let's even think about golf, right? They tell you every time when you learning the swing, when you swinging that club, man, you have to follow through, right? Not at point of impact. When you hit the ball, it's like, okay, I hit the ball. Like, nah, the ball is not gonna go where you want it to go. You know what I mean? I don't know all the terms and stuff, but I know what they call it, slicing, I think it's called. You start to do that. The ball don't even get as much distance. You're not doing anything by just making impact. You gotta follow through for that thing to go flying. If you watch the swing, the movement ain't over just whenever they hit the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that thing, you swing all the way through and they hold that form because they went all the way through the baseball swing. All right, the basketball shot. Everything needs that follow through to be efficient. If you was to ask Steph Curry, man, well, he's gonna tell you, hey man, after you make those adjustments before you shoot, your feet are square, right? Your elbow tucked in. You know what I'm saying? The basketball ain't on your palm, right? You gotta make sure it off your fingertips for that rotation, snapping your wrist. All those mechanics don't mean nothing unless you follow through. And that's that elbow, that arm is extended. That's where you get the power from, the accuracy. You know what I'm saying? That follow through matters. I want y'all to think about a time when y'all wanted to do something and you didn't follow through. And maybe because of that, you kind of have regrets, right? And some of these things can be redeemed. You know what I'm saying? Some can't. And that's when the regret comes in. Think about that thing, man. I got a bunch. I got I got plenty that I didn't follow through with when I should have, or not even should have when I had the opportunity. All that stuff, man. You have this bright idea, you want to do something, but you don't follow through. You know what I mean? You're expecting the immediate results, right? But you would have gotten those results if you would have followed through. I know, man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it was a lot of things that I started. Like I started this podcast years ago, man. Years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't follow through like I should have. I didn't. Did not follow through. Supposed to be doing this every week because I really wanted it to. I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And I sat there and tried to place blame here and there or, make excuses for myself and things of that nature. And it ain't no excuse, man. Because I sit here and I talk to y'all for a good hour. That's an hour out of 24 hours a day that I could be doing this every week, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this every day, every week. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even follow through. And then years go by before I pick it up again. But I've learned, right? That's the redemption I'm talking about. Some things you can redeem yourself, and I'm determined to redeem myself with this because I really enjoy this. I really do. You know what I mean? Because I have conversations all the time with different people, and every time I'm having these conversations, something will spark. Like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's something to be talked about, right? And here we are every week now. You know what I mean? So follow through because I know it's a lot of times I fell short. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, and not just with creative idea choices or, not just with um shoot shit, life choices, relationships, friendships. There was no follow throughs, man. And every time I just fell short, right? Or even um even with your words, right? We spoke about that earlier. And I'm gonna tell you the one thing that made me change my word a little bit. Sometimes I would say I would do something and things get in the way, or I probably forget. I'm gonna be honest, but I try to be, I try to be very, very straightforward with things that I say I'm gonna try to do, and then really try to do them. And this is when I lost um a very important piece of my life, man. And I told that dude, I told that man that man, I'm gonna come see you, man. I'm gonna come kick it with you. I'm gonna pull up on you. I'm gonna come see you, man. I'm gonna come spend some time with you, man. And I really meant them, but can I really say that I did when I didn't follow through, right? And unfortunately, that man is no longer with us. Man, I carry that every day. I carry that every single day because you sound very cliche. Like whenever we got the news, it was like, man, I told him I was gonna pull up. Yeah, you told him that months and months and months and months and months and never did. So it wasn't like you said you was gonna pull up yesterday or whatever the case is. Follow through, people. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I gotta carry every day. And you know, we don't want to be in that space. That's why the follow through is so important. It's very important. We just we we got to follow the rule just to see the results that we wanted. I mean, we can't really harp on this long enough. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clear. You know what I'm saying? It's set and it's clear. Ain't too much that you can go, but there is. Like, okay, so let's go here. When you think about the follow through, is how growth compounds, right? Small actions repeated constantly create that change, that exponential change. One workout, nothing dramatic, right? 100 workouts equals transformation, right? There's a difference. You feel it, you see it, you start to live life different. If you 100 workouts, man, I heard this guy say one time, um, you know what? I've also heard this dude say it, and I'm gonna credit him. Um, Rich, good friend of mine, Rich. He said that if you do things when it comes to this internet stuff or whatever the case, if you're trying to make a name for yourself out there or any type of, you know what I'm saying, notoriety, you just put in 100. All right. Put in 100. He was talking about a guy who was trying to go viral. And this guy, he put out maybe like a video every week. You know what I mean? Or a video every day. Like, and all of the people out there who are vloggers or streamers, y'all know. Y'all know. Before y'all reach anything, you got to put in a certain amount of content, man, to where when somebody finally recognizes you, the first thing they want to do is go back and look and see what else you've done. If you ain't got that long lineage, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, they not really serious. That's that follow through, right? One video, it ain't nothing dramatic. People not gonna really pay attention to it, but you do 100 of them things, or even 200, 1,000, whatever. You do enough, more than enough, or just keep going. Don't even set a certain goal. Like, if you're trying to make a presence online or internet, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you do, don't set a goal. Just keep keep fucking going. We stopping for it. Just keep going. As if you can't create the time to do the things, even if you work hard, you work real hard, you tired, you still got time to do something. Just do it. Right? But when they say 100 workouts equals transformation, yes, man. Non-stop. You worked out every week, 3 times a week, and you never stop. By the time you hit that 100 workout, bruh, you gonna see and feel that transformation. And what that's gonna do, that's gonna make you say, oh, it was working. It really works. I see it. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna follow through. Right? And I know this all too well. One conversation is momentary. Ongoing conversations equals deep relationships. You're learning so much more about this person. And with all these things you're learning, you're like, oh man, I agree with that. I disagree with that, but we talk enough so we know how to understand each other. Now you're growing. Because in real life, in human life, that follow through is the mechanism of compounding in your life, in your regular human life. That follow through is what we need, man, for whatever we want to do. You want to be an amazing father. You want to be an amazing mother. Follow through. You can't come up short. You can't come up short. How many times you've heard somebody say, man, we ain't really had it all, but mama made it happen. I don't know how she did, but she did. You know what I'm saying? Man, my dad worked his ass off. You hear those conversations. I just remember my dad always working, man. And you know what? We really didn't have to worry about a lot of stuff because he was always out there working, getting it. He worked every single day. My dad worked 2 jobs. You hear those stories. And you know what? You get inspired by that. But that man, that woman, that mother, that father, they said, nope. I have my child. I have my children. There's nothing I won't do. I got to do whatever it takes to make sure they have everything they need because they came from me, right? That follow through, man, it makes you amazing. And not to the masses, to the motherfuckers who matter. You become amazing. You know what I'm saying? Man, my auntie always came through. My uncle always came through. My grandmother, my granddad, like the people in your life, man, my best friend, man, he always had my back or she always had my back. If I needed anything, they had me. And if they didn't, man, we was gonna find a way to get it together. That follow through. I made a decision. I'm going to be your best friend. So I'm showing up every single time, no matter what. You can't fall short. When you do, you lose those friends. You lose those relationships. You lose them all if you don't follow through. When you fall short, man, you lose. That's not subjective. That's an actual fact. And we don't speak, as O. Williams would say, we don't speak in definite. We don't speak in absolute. But that's a fact. you you don't follow through, you just lose. You know what I'm saying? You don't follow through on that shot with 3 seconds left to win the game. You lose. That kicker who's supposed to kick the game winning field goal. If he don't follow through with all the mechanics to kick the perfect ball, they lose. How many of your favorite teams lost this year? Important games, very important games from a field goal. It matters, man. It just does. It just does. Right? Like it separates dreamers from builders. Woo. Dreams are common. Everybody got dreams. Execution is rare, though. Right? And then the follow through, that's the invisible line between. That's that little line that you don't see, but it's there. Right? Between dreaming about something and then execution. Visualize and execute. I'm just saying. Think about it. It changed the way you talk. And I want to. And then you start saying, I did. Whew. Think about that one. And I want to start a business. YouTube, Instagram, they got all, it's TikTok, they got all the videos to show you how to do it. And all you got to do is follow through. Right? I want to be wealthy. There's videos all over that shows you how to do it. Just follow through and you will be. Put that plan in motion and you will be. All right? I'm telling y'all, I had plans to start this thing and call it incorrectly correct. Right? Meaning, hey man, we really don't know. But let's have a conversation about this thing. Whatever that thing is. Right? We want to be perspective driven. We don't want to be the place where we say this is that and that's it. Nah. We want to try out certain things. Well, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. I had this idea almost 10 years ago. How do I do it then? I don't know, man. I mean, you can't have perspectives if it's just you. I really thought that. Can't have perspective if it's just you. You need other people's opinions too. And I tried to add people. You know what I'm saying? So we can have a multiple amount of perspectives on a certain topic. It fell short. You want to know why? Because there was no follow through on my end. Right. And at the same time, when I put the perspective lenses on, how can I expect somebody to be on the same type of page as I am when these multiple people got their own lives to live? You know what I'm saying? That's unfair to have an expectation for them to to think the way I think as far as pushing this thing forward. It wasn't their idea. It wasn't, right? So what I do, I just gave up. I didn't follow through. I fell short because I felt me, myself alone, if I go at it alone, there's no way I can bring different perspectives to a topic. I was lying to myself, man. Finding a way out instead of following through. The way my mind works, there's man, I could come up with so many different perspectives on a certain topic. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to say I don't need anybody because we can't do nothing alone. But I said I gotta follow through. I gotta keep doing this every week. Every week. I gotta do this, man. Because somebody might be thinking about a certain topic or a certain conversation and they hear a different perspective and they're like, hey, whoa, that's deep. Okay, maybe. Maybe this, maybe that. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna tell you what really sparked this on. I'm watching Mike Tyson. It was his podcast that he had. I I wanna say Waka Flocka was on there. And they was talking about suicide. And I know it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but we're gonna talk about this part. We ain't gonna dive deep into that. But um, somebody was on the show said that, that's a coward move. You know what I'm saying? You commit suicide, you a coward. You scared. You can't face reality and deal with it. So you took the easy way out. I can't respect you. You a coward. And to a lot of ears and a lot of minds, that's true. That's their truth, right? You ain't think about the people that you might be leaving behind, all these things. You only thought about yourself. It's selfish, right? And you couldn't face these things and really deal with it. So you took the easy way out like a coward. I get all of that. That makes sense. I get it all. I understand it all. But Mike goes, can we call him a coward? Because they actually went through with it. They actually went through with it. They followed through with this horrible, horrible choice. And I wouldn't, man, man, I wouldn't want anybody to take that route. You know what I mean? I really won't. But that sparked something in me. Go, wow. How about that? He saw it from a whole different perspective, and that whole room was silent for a second. Like, shit, oh shit, that makes sense. we calling them cowards, but they actually went through with it. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there that say, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and then they don't. Listen, as a sidebar, as I'm talking about this, and if you're listening to this, I'm not condoning any of this shit at all. Don't put none of this on me. I'm not condoning this. I'm not condoning anything suicidal. I'm really not. I'm not calling anybody cowards. I'm not calling anybody brave. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just giving you what I heard from someone, and it made me go, oh shit. I can look at things in different perspectives and get a better understanding of it, or at least try to, right? Now, I must follow through. Huh? I must follow through with this idea of mine. And consistency, persistence is going to always equal success in some form or fashion. It just is, right? So just know that, right? Your verbiage when it comes to following through in your life, it's no longer a dream or an idea or a thought. Is execution now, which it is rare, right? And to think of it and then execute it, the follow through is that connector. That's that bridge, man. That's that invisible line between those, right? Man, I want to do this. And then, hey man, I did that. Right? And you think about it, man. We as people, we don't fail from, lack of ideas or, you know what I'm saying, creations, inventions, right? They don't fail from lack of ideas. They stall from lack of sustained action. Put in that work, follow through. It shapes character more than motivation, right? When you think of motivation, shout out to the rapper T.I. He put out a song, right? And it makes you feel good. You listen to that song, you probably listen to it when you work out or before you go to work in the morning or whatever you do. That song, it'll get you going. But that's all it does. It just gets you going. But do you go all the way, right? You want to know why? Because motivational is emotional, right? You got that feeling, it's emotional. And it's temporary until the follow through. Right? That follow through, man, when it comes to motivation, right? It is a character trait, a choice made repeatedly all the time, even when motivation fades because it's so temporary and it's so emotional. You know what I'm saying? But you add on that must do. You add on that I will, and you do it repeatedly, then motivation fades. And now you got what we call execution, right? It teaches patience, resilience, and integrity. Boy, look, man, I can be motivated to do a lot of things and then I won't do them. Huh? You be motivated to say, man, I'm gonna work 55 hours this week, man. Cause I got this trip I gotta pay for. That's the motivation. But it's just that until we follow through and execute. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It gives meaning to your goals. Look, man, a goal without follow through becomes frustration. Let me tell you. Absolutely. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. I think it was like daily a couple years back. No, I try to put out like a little motivational word or something. You know what I'm saying? Or inspiring words or something. You know, my 2 cents. You know, and the goal was for everybody to have an inspiring word every single day, and they exist, right? We can go on online, we can go on our phones, our devices, and find somebody giving a word of integrity, a word of inspiration, right? I had a goal to be one of those people because I was working on myself, right? Working on changing who I was. But without that follow through, it becomes frustration, and that is that is absolutely true, man. I got frustrated at minor feedback, and then as I think about it, man, then I really wasn't doing it for the betterment of anybody else. I was doing it for some type of punk ass attention, that lame thinking. Then I had to step back and be like, oh, I got a ways to go still. Bro, you ain't really grow from shit. Hey, man, I'm going to play something real quick. Listen, I want y'all to listen to this.
The follow through. Is it that important? Yes, it is. Does it really mean a lot? Yes, it does. I can watch a golf swing, and just by watching follow throughs, I can tell you whether the person shanked it, topped it, hit it where they want, faded it, drew it, all these different shots because of what happens in the follow through. And many times, if you think about what you're doing in your follow through, you can solve a flaw in your golf swing. I played golf with Raymond.
Did you hear that? The follow through people. All right. The follow through matters, man. It just does. That man was said he'd be able to tell everything about your swing just by looking at you. Oh, look at it. He ain't got to follow through. Hmm? Man, if you are a salesperson, think about how important a follow through is. You present something to someone. If you just left it right there, well, look, man, I put it in their face, man. I showed them. If you just left it there, how the flip that you expect them to buy something from you? No, 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 no. Nah, that follow through, that follow up matters. You got to make them believe that they got to buy this thing from you, right? Supply and demand. You got to follow through, man, to make sure they go, oh, yeah, 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 I need that. You ain't going to sell nothing by just presenting it unless it's drugs. Let's be real. Hey man, let's be real on that note, man. You really ain't got to do too much of selling anything when it comes to that. They already know what they want. All you doing is just present. Now you can present that, and that's enough. That's more than enough. All right, man. Nah, come on. Let's keep it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, man. I'm just saying that follow through is important. I also want to show y'all this because I just want y'all to know how important it is on every aspect. All right, on every aspect, because it's not just it's not just with basketball or football or sales. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, tennis. Man, let me tell you something. Before I go into tennis, man. I never really play. I never played. Let me just say that. But there was one time I get on the court and I'm like, hey, yo, like the distance between where you have to serve and that net is you know what I'm saying? Is some depth there, right? And then to get it at a perfect spot over that net, bruh, you just can't hit that ball and expect it to go where you want. That follow through is real. That follow through is real. Your backhand, you know what I'm saying? The forward hand. I'm gonna just call it that. I don't know the terms. Damn it! When you watch these people play, they're not just hitting the ball and hope and just like, okay, it's gonna go where I want. No, man, that follow through is real. Let me tell you. You know how long it took me to get that thing over the net just from serving? Here I am thinking like, shit, man, I can move. I got some pretty good feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a little strength to me. Like, it shouldn't be hard, nigga. Please, that shit is not simple, bruh. That is not simple, bruh. I'm just telling you, boy. Tennis is something. Tennis is something. You got to follow through. That's all, boy. All right. Because I just thought about that. Like that tennis swing is a motherfucker, man. It ain't always about the strength. It's that follow through matters, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because with pitching in baseball, not just your baseball swing, pitching, the follow through matters. I had a very short pitching um career. We're not gonna call it a career, man. It was little league football, and I ain't even pitched the whole season. But at the start of the season, I was the pitcher, man, and I pitched sidearm. I ain't even really know how to throw. I was fast with the sidearm. I threw pretty fast with the sidearm. It wasn't even accurate. It wasn't even accurate. It was just fast. We didn't have anybody else who could do it or even wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? But I could tell you, man, my arm would be hurting. And I got older. I started paying attention to pictures that I admire or whatever. Man, that follow through matters. That follow through, you ain't putting too much on your arm. You know what I'm saying? I know they got different pitchers for teams and all, but you ain't gonna last that whole season if you just throwing that thing and there's no follow through. You're gonna hurt yourself. That follow through matters. When you see the pitcher after the ball left their hand, there's still a forward motion. Like even they back leg come up and over. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing, man. Follow through matters, bro. Look, that's all I'm saying, man. It matters. Listen to this. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Good. Don't end your nose like that. Throw it.
All right. Yeah! Yeah!
No. Don't take the air back.
Okay. Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah. It's like when you play baseball or tennis, when you hit the ball, you want to see it through. You don't just stop when you hit the ball.
All right.
It does the same thing. You follow through with it.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That's even with singing, man. Shout out to Stevie Mackey. I'm just saying, bruh. If y'all don't know who that man is, look him the fuck up. An amazing singer. He's a vocal coach. Some of your favorite singers done went to this man, I'm telling you. But even in singing, you heard him. The follow through. You can't just hit a note and not finish that note. It's not going to come out right. Right? It may sound good, but it's not going to feel good. It's just not, man. That's how important follow through is. It's in every aspect of what we do. It don't matter who you are, what you're doing. Make sure you follow through. Make sure you follow the fuck through. Whew, man. It is all right, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite basketball player, your favorite football player, your favorite golf player, your favorite tennis player, your favorite soccer player, in all sports, your favorite swimmer, all right, your favorite ice skater, all right, your favorite skateboarder. Look, man, I used to have a job and I worked at a group home, right? And one of the young boys who was there, he asked me to come outside and record him while he worked on his skateboarding. He's trying to get sponsored, right? He's working on his kick flips and things like that. Let me tell you how strenuous it is to be a skateboarder, right? Because what we always see is the little finished product. We don't see the work that got to be put in. Maybe some people out there do. I'm pretty sure there are people that have. But once I saw him and I was out there for all of maybe a couple of hours, just watching him try to land this one trick, man, I was like, oh, this is different. This is a different thing right here. Like, yeah, you played the Tony Hawk skateboarder games, and man, you don't understand the work these people put in, man. But this young man had the wherewithal to say, man, I gotta follow through. This ain't enough, man. I gotta follow through. I gotta get these tricks, man. You know how frustrated he was getting. He was throwing his board. God damn, like he couldn't get it. He couldn't get it. But once he got the trick the first time, he was like, oh, this is what I did wrong. And he kept going, follow through. He kept going, follow through. That's what I did wrong. Okay, now I know I got to do this. Boom. So then he like, okay, I'm ready. So here we are. Here I record him, and he does like a few tricks now. You know what I'm saying? He'll skate here, do this trick, skate here, do this trick. But that last trick that he was trying to nail, he spent that much time on that one trick, because I'm pretty sure all of the other ones that he did in that video, he had to go through the same process to master that thing. You know what I mean? Even that wasn't enough to inspire me how it should have, but I will never forget that. Follow through, people. Man, I'm telling you. Follow low through. Watch where it take you. Whatever you want to do, watch what it does for you. Because I've seen it too many times. I've seen it too many times. Too many times. And I'm working on mine. All right. I'm working on my follow through. And y'all gonna see the results. Y'all just keep tapping in. Y'all gonna see the results of the follow through when it comes to incorrectly correct. Okay? For real, for real. But here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. We get to this segment, man. And I'm gonna just get into it this week. Look, man. The stain on my white tee. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like it. I don't. People who support bullshit. Boy, the rage. Let's not go as far as going rage, but the disappointment that I feel when I see people support bullshit, it just is very disappointing, man. That's a stain right there. It may not be a major stain. It's not one of the ones where it's like, damn, I gotta wash my shirt. It is. Let me not lie. I gotta wash my shirt, but it's not one of the ones where, okay, I gotta change my shirt right now. I'm gonna say that it's one of the ones you don't have to change the crisp white tee at this very moment when it hits your shirt, but it's there and it's annoying. With this thing, you can just put on the jacket or something, maybe cover it up till you get home. But that it's not one of them stains that you immediately got to take your shirt off. But man, you people out here who support and advocate bullshit, hey man, my respect for you is gone, for one. All right. And number two, I just can't look at you the same. If I looked at you in a positive light, I can't look at you the same anymore. Right? Because now I got to question your decision making. You know? You support that? You seen the bullshit. As a matter of fact, the bullshit affected you in a way. But because you feel like you got to be so loyal to this person that you support it still. And I'm talking about people who support, public figures. We don't throw names out here, right? So people who support public figures and just they can't do no wrong. Hey man, it's hey man. I cannot fuck with you, bro. Or sis. I can't, man. It's just sad. And it's sad that I gotta see it. It's sad that that's that disappointment, man. It's like, oh man, not because I had expectations. Yeah, right? It's shock value. Wait, what? You cool with that? So you ain't got no morals. Oh, you got morals, but when it comes to this person, they just fall by the wayside. That's what you're telling me? Then that means you never had morals, man, if you support that bullshit. Like I said, I ain't going to go to no names and point out people. That ain't what we do here, but I'm telling you, if you know somebody and you know they on bullshit and you still support them, hey, man. hey, man, you can't feel a certain way when people look at you sideways anymore, man. Matter of fact, I've been that guy. to where people got to question me like, hey, man, what the fuck was that? What was that? I know this, man. I fucked up on a lot of occasions. I know this. But I can talk like this because that you will never get that out of me again. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned my lesson, bro. Trust me. Right? That's why I lead my life now with those variables. And I bring it to this podcast because it matters. Respect, fairness, and love. That gotta happen. That gotta be there. That gotta be present. Right? It is unfair for somebody to support bullshit. Right? And I don't like the word can't, so forgive me for saying that. But I won't. Will not ride with somebody that's on bullshit. I just won't do it. I won't do it, man. Shout out to my nephew, Nas. You all right? But he got I'm not going to use his phrase. Never mind. But Nas, you know what that phrase is, boy. I love it. Because I need you to coin that. I need you to copyright that thing. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna say it so somebody can steal your shit, your intellectual property. I won't do that to you. But listen, man, don't support bullshit, man, because when I say I gotta look at you sideways, I don't matter. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I don't matter that much. But there's somebody out there that thinks like me that you know, and they're gonna look at you like that. That's all I'm saying. He's like, we can't be supporting bullshit, man. Let's just not do that. Period. All right, let's not do that because it's gonna cause people to look at you weird, sideways. They're not gonna trust you. All right. They're gonna stop having faith in you. They're gonna question your judgment. They're gonna question your decision making. And slowly but surely, they're not gonna want to ask you to do anything for them. Stop supporting bullshit, man. Because if you won't do it, that very thing you're supporting, if you don't find it in yourself that you can do, why the fuck are you supporting? You just look stupid. And now that I'm thinking about it, man, that's a big ass stain on a white tee. That shirt got to come off right now. I can't. I mean, no, hell no. Nope. There's no way, man. There's no way that I will support it, man. Or I'll be around that. All right, because you need help. This, you know me, I gotta give a story. This ain't nothing that just come out of thin air. I gotta give a story, man. I know somebody that co-sign shit that a friend of theirs do. And I'm looking like, hey man, why you support that shit? You cool with that? Nah, man, what shit, man? That's my friend, man. What can you do? What can you do? Get the fuck away from that motherfucker. What you mean? What can you do? That's what you can do. Nah, man, that's my friend. All right, so let me ask you this. Would you do that? Oh, hell no, man. Ain't no way in hell I do. So what the fuck are you? Do you see how stupid that sound? Why are you supporting their bullshit when you won't ever do the bullshit that you're supporting? Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Hey, man. Hey, man, we here, man. We here at the end of the show. We wrapping it up, man. Boy, let me say it, boy. I'm telling you. Look, man. Follow through, please. I know this is a topic that's not going to hit you to where you, oh, man, because you already know these things. but do them. You already know. So just do it. Follow through, man. Watch how it changes. Listen to me. Watch how it changes your life, man. Just watch. All right. And I'm giving you this from experience. Like, me following through, it feel good that somebody will listen to me or listen to the show, support the show, and be like, hey man, I like that episode. Hey man, I appreciate that episode. I don't care. There's not no personal thing for me to be like, damn, that's what I'm talking about. I did it. Somebody liked my shit. No, it was impactful to somebody. And it may help them. And that's what we're supposed to do, right? As people, help one another however we can. Right? Because if you ask me to do it financially, you need to you need to bust a U-turn and go the other way, man. But if you need some emotional support, you need to be heard, or you hear something from me that's like, man, I've been thinking that too. Hey, man, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So as I always say, man, if there's only 2 people listening, I appreciate you 2 people. I really, really do. I really, really do. And that's been another episode. And you already know, man. We out.